1991 Renault Clio. As you can see, this is not your normal Renault Clio. It has been built using quite a lot of Group N parts, and it's got quite a lot of interesting features and additions to it, which we'll point out as we go around. If you check the description, we'll detail everything we know about the car, where it's been, all that sort of stuff. But as you can see, it's in this very good sort of period correct elf livery, so the yellow, blue and white with the red stripe. We're going to start by having a good look at the bodywork, then we're going to move on to the interior, and then we're going to go for a cold engine startup. We'll start on this driver's side. If you look down this side, normally with stuff like this, these sort of race cars or fast road cars, they are built with sort of not a huge amount of care to the bodywork, whereas this, I think, is a very good exception. Look at how straight that is down there, really nice and tidy all the way down. Starting on this driver's front quarter, lovely and tidy on there. There's no marks at all to note on that, or on this edge of the bonnet. This side of the bumper, again, lovely and clean and tidy. The wheels are virtually unmarked, lovely condition. And they've got a set of matching Uniroyal Rain Sport 5s all round with loads of tread left in them. Coming down this side, we do have one small mark on the leading edge of the door there. But there's no other marks at all to note on that driver's door. All lovely and clean. All good coming up the A-pillar on there and along the scuttle. That's all nice and tidy. If we look up onto the leading edge of the roof, there's no sign of any stone chips or anything like that. There is one on the air vent on the top. Coming up along the rest of the roof, you will notice there's some fixing points there. That is for the rollover plate on the top of the cage. But the rest of the roof is all lovely and straight. There's no ripples or dents. It's definitely never been over on its roof or anything nasty like that. Continuing down this side, all the glass on this side, it still is glass all around. It's nice and clean and clear. Got pop-out windows in the back as well, which is a nice touch. You will notice on both sides we have this fixed box here, and that goes along with these two holes, one there and one there. It comes with the brackets which are in the boot. I'll show you in a second. So you jack the car by here, so a single point to lift one side of the car, and then you put the those stands in there so you can stand the car off its wheels. Obviously easier to work on in the pits and the paddocks, things like that. All lovely and tidy along that sill on there. And we will pop the camera underneath at this point. And you can see, again, nice and clean under there, not caked in under seal. It's not a patchwork quilt of welding or anything like that. Continuing down this side, all good on the rear quarter. We do have this sort of fixed metal protection plate. Again, the other jacking point there. But you can see it's all been sealed properly, lovely and clean. If we look down here, you can see how sharp that arch is all the way around. Really, really good. Normally you find a bit of corrosion coming through here. But again, this one's lovely and clean. Another good wheel with matching Uniroyal tyre. Have another look up that side from here, nice and neat. Round onto the back, both tail lights are bright and clear. You'll notice it has safety catches for the boot, and the boot is, I believe, let me double check. Oh no, it's still a metal boot. There's those brackets that I was telling you about. We'll show you them in a second. And it does have quick release catches on both front and rear bumper to get those off as well. Rear bumper, it should normally on the road cars have a bit of trim in there all the way along, which is missing. It'll be easy enough to reinstall that if you wanted to. It does have a fixed toe point here as well. All nice and clean on that rear bumper. Tailgate's all good. Normally the gutters in this area is where you start to see little bits of corrosion poking through, but this one, very, very clean and tidy. Round on the passenger side, and again, if you look down that side, all nice and straight down there. Another good wheel with Uniroyal tyre. There's a couple of little scratches on the glass, just there, if we're being really picky. The rest of the glass is all nice and tidy. No marks to note on that rear quarter. Little chip where the door's been opened on something. Another one below it on the passenger door there. Pop the camera underneath here. And again, very, very tight. Like I say, they've started with a proper clean car. All good along the sill and the jacking point on this side as well. Nothing else to notice on that passenger door. Again, it's been opened or chipped on something in the same spot as the other side. I'm imagining maybe they had the wings out of line at some point, but it doesn't do it now. If we look, it's all good now. Nice and clean on the front arch, all the way around, but they are plastic front wings, so we're not going to get any corrosion or anything coming through there. And another good wheel and tyre. Up onto the bonnet, and we do have emergency stop and one of two isolators. So there's one here, one inside the car, and then we will notice that there's safety catches on the bonnet. Bonnet itself is all lovely and clean and tidy. It does come with this group end style quad lamp pod on the front. That is quite easy to remove. It's 4 bolts and then just take the little clips off. And then you've got these extra cibbies along the bottom. Gives a proper group end style look on the front. Lovely and clean on that front bumper. Again, quick release catches on the front bumper. Headlights and indicators are lovely, as are all of the spot lamps. And we'll pop that up so that when we come back, it's ready to go. There you go. And we'll turn that isolator on while we're here. There we go. Moving on to the interior, as you imagine, stripped out. So bare door, does have a door pull, a window winder, and a mirror adjuster. All nice and clean. You can see obviously the door's not rotten or anything like that. It's always quite good having the door card off. Nice and tidy on the door shuts, and the paint job continues in there neatly as well. OMP bucket seats, they're matching OMP seats with matching seatbelt harnesses. Again, they're lovely and clean and tidy, and it has a full cage. The welds on are lovely. It's a very nice bit of kit, that. Floors, we'll have the aluminium kick plates down on the floors. Again, they're all nice and tidy. We've got an STR steering wheel. Car shows, let's see, what does it show? 117,000 miles. We have gauges for oil level, oil temperature, oil pressure. And then again, like I mentioned, that extra isolator switch. Coming around into the back, and again, like I said, it has those catches on the boot. Rams are still there, so it will still hold the boot up. You can see that cage is lovely, as I mentioned. And we have the extra rear bar. It does have additional fuel pumps, which you'll hear when we fire it up. And then there's those brackets there, which again are in nice condition. You can see the inner wings and everything, and the floor, all very tidy in there. And then into the passenger side, all nice and neat on that. Door shut and everything again. Like I say, door card missing, same story as the other side. Does have a kick plate for the passenger feet. And again, lovely and neat on this side. The dash actually is really very good. Again, it's been built with a proper attention to detail. And then under the bonnet, you've got that 1.8 litre engine. Really revvy, great fun to drive. I did take it on our little test route this morning. Really, it feels very light, very responsive. It was driven to us as well. It was used pretty much regularly until it got dropped off here, used for some shows and things like that. Nice and clean along the front scuttle. And again, you want to look along this section where normally you can hide a bit of rust on the underside of the bonnet or on that slam panel. All clean on this one. Nothing to whinge about there. We'll fire it up. Turn the ignition on. You can hear those extra fuel pumps working away and pressuring up. Straight up, ticking over nice and happy. Like I say, when it goes down the road, gear change is good. It's very responsive, lovely and revvy. It feels incredibly light. So there you have it, 1991 Renault Clio, something a bit different. If you check the description, we'll detail everything we know about it. But if you've got any questions, please get in touch. Thank you.